Hi guys, and welcome to part 1 of a video diary. I'm going to be making regular updates on this. It's basically going to be going through the early days of development to the finished article, so all the way through from start to finish, what it takes to make a game, and you can see the game developing as I make more videos. I had an idea a while ago for a physics-based puzzle game, and finally got round to making a design doc for it, just a short one-page document, just noting key features and gameplay elements and things like that. And then I used Game Maker. Game Maker is very good for 2D games. It allows you to quickly get a prototype up and running. Game ideas are okay, but once you get them actually going, sometimes they're not as good as you expect them to be, and a lot of them do actually get scrapped after you have a prototype up and running. Now, prototypes, as you can see with this one, very simple graphics. You don't need to spend a lot of time making nice artwork. No music at all. There's no music or sound effects in this one. Like I've said, I've used a background from Bumps, the game I released earlier this year, another physics-based puzzler. This one's a little bit different though. I had an idea of firing cannons at blocks to destroy them, and then I thought about the story. The one I'm probably going to go with is a guy called Mr. Destructo, who runs his own demolition company. Lives in a town called Tallville, and nobody's building. Everybody's building. Nobody's demolishing, and he finds himself pretty low, just about to lose his house because he's got absolutely no work on. Him and his pet dog are probably going to be forced to sell the house and move into an old trailer park down yonder. And then all of a sudden the new mayor gets elected and decides that all the buildings in Tallville are actually too tall, and passes a new law with a height restriction on buildings. So from being absolutely skint, Mr. Destructo has the phone ringing non-stop and has a lot of work on now. Everybody must get their buildings and structures under the new height law. This red line here, I'm just messing around with this. This just represents the actual target, your goal, if you like. There's going to be bonuses as well. For example, if you've got a pretty tall building and the customer wants it absolutely knocking down as far as you can go, then we're going to have like green bonus lines where you get paid an extra amount if you actually manage to complete the bonuses. With the money you make, you can actually buy extra balls. Let me just fire one. This is just a normal ball with the N on it there, and these are actually going to be cute characters. They're not going to be just black circles. Like I've said, it's very early days. This is just placeholder art. Everything's going to change. So these little balls with the N on for normal, they're going to actually be cute fur balls, and like I've said, you can actually go to the shop and purchase more of these and upgrade your fur balls and cannons as you go along. I'm not sure whether we're going to have a character, Mr. Destructo character with a portable cannon blaster there, or whether we're just going to have these fixed ones. But like I've said, a lot of things are going to change. So basically the first thing I wanted to do inside Game Maker is get the physics working right. We're going to have different types of cannons, cannonballs, sorry, fur balls, I should say. So like I've said, just find the normal one. I've coded in a faster one as well, a little bit more powerful, and this is basically what I wanted to show you, just the very early stages, making some very simple blocks, very simple level, and just coding in some different types of fur balls here. Now this is a heavy one, the mass has been greatly increased on this one. You can see there, pushing all the blocks away. That's probably a little bit too much on that one. That one's needs altering a little bit, but just to give you the basic idea of the different types of fur balls you will actually be able to buy and use. We've got a magnetic one there. I'll just restart the level. The magnetic one basically attracts the blocks. The smaller the blocks, the more easily they are to be able to pull. Sorry, that's a normal one. Let's get back to the magnetic one. You see the radius there, that white circle is just basically what I've set up to actually give them the magnet fur ball a radius of pull. And you can see, well, it's quite nice actually. This is going to be used quite a lot, I would guess, in the main game. like I said, basically I just want to make some different cannonballs, different furballs at the moment, just to try and see how things work. We've got a bomb type ball as well, just called explosive at the moment. Also, I'm going to make a grow furball, so you can imagine firing it into a big gap. There goes the explosion. You can imagine firing a furball, say, down into this gap, and it will actually grow and grow and grow. Some scatter balls that I've got ideas for as well. So there's going to be between 8 and 10 different types of furballs you can collect. We're going to have different cannons as well that you can upgrade to actually rapid fire, and like I've said, we're going to have a shop as well. The gameplay is going to vary quite a lot. I want to add a lot of humour in. For example, in my design doc for Mr. Destructo's house in the opening scene, he's got a little sign outside his house. Obviously he's a bit down and out. Some of his windows are boarded up, and on the sign it says Mr. Destructo, demolition is our game, or something like that, no job too big. So then it cuts to a scene with Mr. Destructo in his lounge in his front room with his hat and his work boots hanging up, and he's got his pink woolly slippers on, and then he's actually watching the news, and then he realises that the new mayor has been elected, a crazy new mayor of Torville, and he's back in business, and then the phone starts ringing. Now, it's not all going to be demolishing. You're going to have different things to do. You're going to have customers phone up and say, my cat's got stuck on my roof, can you rescue my cat off the roof? And then you're going to have to try and get the cat down. You've got sort of these fat birds on a wire, on a telegraph pole wire sort of thing, that are actually doing their business on somebody's washing line, and you have to try and get rid of the birds to stop them pooing on your customer's washing line. There's going to be loads and loads of humour, loads of different levels. You can just see this is another test level I've made here. I use the heavy one to get rid of these blocks. You can see the heavy one has a lot of mass pushing those blocks and then sort of slowly dying. So there's a lot of ideas, but for now, like I've said, with this, the important goals for me at the moment is to make sure that I make enough cannonballs, different types of balls, get all that sort of code right and correct, make between 8 and 10 different balls, and then start with some levels. So the next video you're going to see this game coming along. The artwork could change by then, but we'll have to wait and see. So part 1 of the development of Mr. Destructo is over, and I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I'll see you soon for part 2.